Well, there is an old saying in the market that cash is king, and that's exactly what the mutual fund industry is sitting on, which is 1.25 lakh crores of cash. Now, just look at the data. As I said, they're sitting on nearly 5% is the average cash levels, but in absolute terms, the cash levels is 1.25 lakh crores. And add to this, every month you're seeing an SIP of 21,000 crores. So that's the kind of liquidity the domestic mutual funds are sitting on at this point in time. If you look at the absolute numbers, the cash levels has, since the beginning of the year, it was around 95,000 crores. Now that has gone to 1.25 lakh crores. But of course, the inflows have been higher. So that's the reason why the number has gone up from 95 to 1.25. But on an average, the AUMs, the mutual fund industry is sitting on an cash levels of 4 to 5% in the last 3 to 6 months. So that's been the average. But the next table is going to be quite interesting. What are among the mutual fund industry, who are the most aggressive ones in terms of having a cash call? PPFSA managing an equity portfolio of close to 75,000 crores, and they are sitting on almost 15% cash levels. The cash levels has gone up from almost 11.5% to now over 15% in the last 6 months. So that's the kind of aggressive cash levels PPF has taken. The next three are going to be quite interesting. SBI Mutual Fund, HDFC MF, and ICICI Pru MF, the three biggest mutual funds in this country in terms of asset under management, all managing close to 3 lakh crores of equity AUM. And the average cash levels for these three firms is between 7 to 8%. So 7.5 is what I can say is the average cash that these three large funds, large AMCs are sitting on. Even Quant Mutual Fund has raised the cash levels. They are sitting on almost 81,000 crores of equity. Their cash levels have gone up from 3.8 to nearly 5% now. So that's the kind of cash which the mutual fund industry is sitting on. And to add to this, if you look at the PMS, the AIFs, the family offices, if I just assume 9 lakh crores of cash that the PMS is sitting on, 5% of that would mean another 50,000 crores. So that's the kind of liquidity which is there in the system. And any given, if there is a larger fall, I guess that's the amount of money which can cushion a large fall in the market. So that's why I thought I'll highlight this number. Vinay, as a fund manager, I want to ask you, this is the kind of money which is there in the system. How does it work, right? I mean, of course, the absolute number looks big, but in a larger fall, how do mutual funds or fund managers like you deploy this kind of cash levels?
So, we firstly don't have that much of cash in the system. We have under 3%. But, as you rightly said, 5% is an average number which the mutual fund industry has had in the last 5 odd years. So it's just that the AUMs have become so big that the 1.25 or 1.5 lakh number, which we believe is in the system, looks very high. But what do you do with this money is if you see a stock which during the budget time corrects substantially and your core thesis remains the same, that's the time wherein you would start looking at buying or bottom fishing those spaces, right? Now's the time for you to buy stocks, let's say in specialty chemicals or pharmaceuticals, which are, not done so well in the last year. The excess cash ammo which you've created would be largely for any corrections which you think are one-offs, wherein either the government had said something in the budget and the market has probably got it wrong in the short term. You saw that during the election week as well, how the market first yo-yoed. You had during the lunch hour, people were wondering if, the trades would be suspended even for NSE. And then, 1 to 2 days later, you started seeing everyone who sold on those days couldn't get back their performance. So for our perspective, we are remaining invested with a small cash treasure. But I'm pretty confident people with 5% are waiting for that day of the budget, seeing if there is a change of the stock prices, not what the budget is saying. And they think it's the change is for the wrong, they would start nibbling onto those sectors.
Okay, well, Vinay, we don't have to wait too long, and next week is a very exciting week for the market. We'll be reacting to Reliance's numbers on Monday. We'll have the union budget on Tuesday, and through the course of the week, so many nifty companies come out with their earnings as well. So it's going to be an action-packed week. And with that, it's a wrap on this week's edition of the Editor's Roundtable. Thanks a lot for watching, but don't go anywhere. Lots of news and updates coming up on the other side.